there, friends. I'm back with Aurora today, which makes me happy because I'm feeling a little anxious for no reason, and Aurora always gives me kind of chill vibes from what we've gone over so far. Even when it's a song that's not necessarily a happy one, it's still just like her voice just kind of takes you somewhere else, man. And today I'm doing Winter Bird. Now, with this one, I just got the track name. Someone requested it. Someone suggested it to me. So I put it on my list. It came up, and they didn't give any specifications on which version. So what I'm going to try to do is, if there's a music video, I'm always going to watch the music video. But if there isn't one, I'm always going to try to go for a live version because everyone said how amazing she is live. I watched one video with her live and it was great. I know that people have mentioned this location for other songs of hers, of which I can't pronounce the name. I assume it's Nidarosdomen or something akin to it, something close to that. And I know a few other songs that have been requested of like live versions, specifically one located in this spot, so I'm just gonna hedge my bets and say I'm going with this one. I don't know if that means it's the same concert. I believe Nidarosdomen is a location. Regardless, I'm doing this version. If it's the wrong one, apologies. But I feel like if I don't have any visuals to look at with someone like Aurora, I'm just always gonna shoot for a live version, just because it's probably gonna be pretty. All right, Winter Bird. I love that. I love the name. It's Christmas time. It's winter. I love winter. Granted, I'm a spoiled SoCal person, which I never really lived in a world of weather. I just love the vibes of winter, the mild vibes you get in Southern California. AKA, I just think Christmas decorations are really pretty, is basically what it means. But now living in Portland, I get a little bit more weather, not fully. And then in a couple days, I'll be going to the Midwest where I'll get actual winter, so that'll be fun. Anyway, enough about me. Let's go for Aurora. Sorry, I'm gonna pause. I love me a live organist. Like, I love live organ music. Truly, if you ever, this is a very specific audience for this, but again, film nerd. If you ever get an opportunity to go see a film, if you're someone like me who enjoys themselves an occasional silent film, and there's ever any, like you are privileged enough to live near a theater or something that would ever show a film with a live organist, it is so cool and amazing. I've got the opportunity to do it a few times. They used to every Halloween in LA at the Disney Opera Hall. They would do, they'd show a classic scary movie from like the 20s and do it with a live organist. And I got to see The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari that way, and the original Fan for the Opera, and the original Jekyll and Hyde, and it is such an amazing experience. Just, oh, live organ music is so pretty. Okay, back to the actual song. So that's interesting, because I wonder if after I finish this, I'll have to go listen to the regular version, because I want to see if the recorded version has an organ, or if that's just something beautiful they added for this. Very specific reference I'm about to make here, but if anyone has seen the it's a Neil, I guess it's a film based on a Neil Gaiman property, but I can't recall who directed the film. Maybe him? I don't remember. Mirror Mask. There's a sequence where the main character goes in and these like weird music boxes start playing, and they play the song Close to You. And they all pop up, these weird sort of strange dolls come out, and they have very like kind of weird arms like this. Is that in itself, that scene is a reference to a very old amazing short film stop motion based on the Quay brothers called Street of Crocodiles, which, sorry, I'm leading everyone to many references, but like, if you like weird fantasy films, definitely go watch Mirror Mask. If you like stop motion, please go find Street of Crocodiles. But the way they move is so strange, like weirdly robotic, like not robotic, but more like, I guess robotic, like animatronic, like they look like they're a clockwork, controlled, but also have a strange smoothness to them that, Aurora's movements kind of sometimes remind me of these strange, weird creatures in that film. I don't know why, it's just something about her. She always, her movement is very flowy, yet very precise at the same time. I think it's very cool. That's very interesting. That dress is pretty. And of course she sounds beautiful. And like, as I always say, it looks like a tiny little fey creature, and I love her for it. Those lyrics, I wondered what it's going to be like with Winterbird. I feel like there's so many different things you could think about with that image. Because the question is, as she's talking about, like, her tears are frozen, and she's like trying to figure out, what was it? Some other reason to be alive, basically trying to, like, clearly something has happened, possibly relationship based, that she just feels like empty, and like she's in the snow and sort of like talking about painting on the frosted, drawing on the frosted glass, like she's dying in the snow, it sounds like, which is like the difference between a winter bird that's supposed to be in winter and a bird that maybe stayed in one place too long and is now dying because of it, which could also be a metaphor for a relationship. So it's funny because for me, when I think of a winter bird, it's probably because American, I don't know in Norway what like you'd think of for the local winter birds. And this isn't even local to me, but my grandmother always loved cardinals, so I always think of cardinals, and they're the state bird of Indiana, where she's from. But because I think there's something really beautiful about those kind of birds where it's like, I know I can't remember what mythology or what, sometimes I know like winter birds are considered symbols of like loss and grief. I spent way too much time studying animal symbolism at some point in my life. I don't remember why. I know a little bit about a lot of random stuff. I don't know like a lot about anything, but I know, except film, but I know a little bit about random things. So if I'm able to pull out random information, it's just because I read it once somewhere and somehow it's stuck in here again, even though I don't know where anything I own is, nor do I remember what my sister told me before she left about 20 minutes ago. Such as the pitfalls of my brain. Anyway, like they're considered symbols sometimes of like loss and like grief, but I always think they look so beautiful because this is like bright pop of color in this otherwise snowy environment. I think they can also symbolize like a gasp of life. So yeah, I don't know. I always end up saying I don't know because I don't know what the person means. But I get the idea that this winter bird is maybe a bird that should have moved on and didn't. love performers that act. I love musicians that act. It makes me so happy. But you saw on her face, she looked kind of lost for a minute, as if like in her, you know, in the song, she's like, it sounded like on her pillow, like maybe she's just woken up or something, and remember that they're gone. She looks almost lost for a minute, and then you just see like just the slightest change in her eyes, that sadness comes in. But there's almost sort of the tears are always frozen thing. Is like tears frozen on her face. You can sort of imagine it, but also might mean that she's cried herself out. There's no more tears left. They're just frozen on her face. So maybe the hope is that the tears have possibly ended, but they won't dry because they're frozen there. But yeah, look at her face. Just that little bit.
I need to remember how it was to feel alive.
Oh, someone give her a hug. What I like about that a lot was that, so yeah, something about in winter I belong. So it's a self-inflicted winter hibernation, isolation on herself. But it's not like it's not a wallowing song. It's explaining where she is and that she's obviously not doing well, but it's trying to like snap herself out. It's like, I need to remember, you know, what it was to feel alive. Like she's trying to get herself out of it. That was a very good song. I quite liked that. This church they're in is so pretty. Little cathedral is gorgeous. My goodness. Well, there you go. Those are my feelings. I appreciate everyone's very kind in my Aurora reactions. I just feel like I don't know much about her, so I feel like I maybe just don't have much to say. But I'm really enjoying this trip so far into her discography and such. And this was another wonderful one. So there we go. And it did calm me down. I was very tense. And there's something about her music, man. It kind of vibes you out. I appreciate it. Even though it's something very solemn like this, it's still just kind of hard to be really tense when it's just that haunting voice. There you go then. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Bye, everybody.